Hello, I'm Maxime from La Ruta del Clima. You are Jess
Yes.
from...
Plan International.
Okay, so can you tell us about your NGO?
Yes, so Plan International is a global NGO working in 80 countries. Specifically, we work for children's rights and equality for girls. And in terms of climate change, we are doing climate change for and with children. So we don't see them as just a vulnerable group, but one that can be empowered to make changes because they're the leaders of tomorrow.
Okay, so you are here at COP23 to make it aired and to make it heard?
Yeah, so often children can't come to these kind of events. There's not a lot of spaces for them. They're very political, so we try and raise the voices of children and specifically girls at these kind of conferences. And we bring things like the videos and the pictures here as a way of raising their voices, trying to influence some of the negotiations going on to make sure they're including the vulnerable groups, but also recognizing them as an empowered group that can make changes. And obviously just trying to highlight some of the amazing work that we're doing around the world.
Fine, thank you.
No problem.
So I'm going to ask to Marie-Lou.
Yes.
To Marie-Lou, why climate empowerment is important for you?
Well, because I work with Plan International and we work with children, firstly is my passion working with children and what children can do to change tomorrow, right? Have a better planet, a green planet, by influencing our children who will become future leaders for tomorrow. All right, with our work on climate governance, we create a space for children to express themselves. For example, we involve them in hazard mapping. The way a child would assess the hazards and risk in their environment are very different from those of adults or their parents.
Okay.
Why? Because they play in this in these areas where the adults don't normally go. So they're able to make a contribution in terms of telling us where the hazard or risk areas are, how they perceive the hazards of their environment, and also solutions. For example, in today's world, many of our homes do not have stilts anymore. So when a cyclone or a flood comes, the houses or their homes are underwater. So the children would say, Mama, Papa, we should start building our homes with stilts, okay, which is an adaptation practice, a measure. And in today's world, in the modern world, we've forgotten about the houses in stilts, which is an traditional adaptation practice. So the children have their different ways of perception. So in terms of governance is to allow the children to have a voice in identifying risk and identifying solutions to address those risks.